So who got the best ugly sweater on?
I don't know
John
if mine
automatically disqualified because he ain't got one.
I don't know if mine ugly, but yours ugly, G.
Is that a cat?
I know my shit ugly.
Is that a cat with some shades?
No, G, this Santa, G.
This shit got argyle on the sleeves.
That's the ATL Center, my nigga. I didn't know we was going for ugly, G. I just went for festive, G. I don't do ugly on my body.
Oh, okay.
The T-Rex.
Let me see your shit. Let me see your sweater.
G, my shit just say the holiday crew, G. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm part of the holiday crew this time. You know?
Oh, okay.
Real festive these days.
Your T-Rex.
What you would say?
Let's say naughty list queen.
Motherfucker, you ain't get shit for Christmas, G. Not nothing. Lumps of coal, motherfucker. Lumps of coal, motherfucker. That leads to the question. What's y'all expectations for Christmas? Y'all expecting y'all gifts to be knocked out the park, or y'all gonna buy y'allself the best gift? What's y'all expectations?
Our gift?
I mean, no, the gift that you're gonna receive, your gift, whatever you're getting for Christmas, multiple, your banger. What do y'all think the wife, the kids gonna knock it out the park, or you think them niggas gonna be subpar? John Face telling it all right now.
I got an 11-year-old, bro. All right, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
The kids are gonna get me something that, I mean, let's be honest. They're 5 and 7, so it's gonna be trash, but it's gonna come from the heart. So I'm gonna go ahead and say their gifts will be fine, right? The wife, she's gonna miss. All right, it's gonna be a swing and a miss. All right, it's gonna be tough.
Why is it a swing and a miss? Like what?
Hey, I ain't gonna talk shit to exist, but I don't know if you and your wife are gonna make it through the end of the year, G.
Bro, we good. Look, man, our marriage, our bond is not about Christmas gifts.
This nigga throw haymakers, G. Like
our bond.
Don't even let her get on here and defend herself.
Right. He don't jab. This nigga just get right to it.
Look, man, I'm just saying, I've been with my wife since 2008, right? So we going on Christmas 14. I've not been wild once in 14 years, all right?
What?
You ain't even act like it, nigga?
Nah.
So the early years, you ain't act like you was wild.
Don't get me wrong. I've been wild for anniversaries. I've been wild for some birthday stuff. But Christmas, man, I don't know what it is, man. It's not her. Maybe it's the effort is everywhere else. She's spread too thin. You know what I'm saying, nigga? I got Cowboys tickets one year for my anniversary. That was fire. But you know, it just Christmas is not her time. That's not.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm glad you cleaned that up, bro.
Let me ask you a question. So when it comes to Christmas time, do y'all share like things that you can get each other?
You mean like I make a Santa list?
Yeah, like it's like a Santa list, G. do you guys do that?
Look, man. Most of the time, if I want something like for my wife, I just end up buying it, and then she gonna have to just pay me because it's not gonna happen. She's not gonna go through the effort to get the things that I care about.
Nigga, it's shoes. It like how hard is it to get shoes, my nigga?
Because she, I'm telling you right now, nigga, if I'm sitting next to my wife, it's 8:50 and I say, yo, these drop at 9:00. She's gonna log in that bitch at like 9:14 and say, "Oh my god, I missed it."
But nigga, she was gonna take the L anyway, like you do. It's like, nigga, the bots is winning right now, motherfucker.
Man,
it is what it is, man. That's not. She's a woman of many talents. Christmas shopping for her nigga is not one of those talents.
Wow,
that's all.
Wow. Okay, before he buries himself anymore, Alex, I think you like me. You put the Christmas list together, bro.
Yeah, I tell everybody what I want. And I usually making stuff that I know they ain't gonna buy me, so I can just safely buy it for myself. So I expect to get socks, cologne, I don't know what else, a gift card.
So essentially, Alex said the same thing I said, but he has some window dressing with it. All right, so essentially,
I mean, I'm very particular about the things I like. So, like, I tell my wife, so she'll come through on the one thing that I really want, because I will emphasize, like, yo, this is what I really want, and I won't make it some shit like some J's where she's got a slim chance to get it. Like, I'll make it something else. So, like, I told her this year I wanted some stuff for the grill, for my Z grill, because it's been 3 years and I need to replace some parts. I've sent her a link to the website. She got everything. I'm hoping she come through.
See, Alex, a
I'm pretty
man,
sure she will.
a progressive man. You know what I'm saying?
I just hit the easy.
Just,
All she gotta do is hit the
just
easy
get the
button.
link to her. Send her the link.
Right.
Bree, your brother always been this progressive or what? What y'all do around Christmas time? Do y'all get together?
Yeah, we get together on Christmas Eve, but we've always done lists. I feel like our parents just be like, just tell us what you want. So it just
Yeah.
we
I
just
mean, that's
always
how
did
Christmas
that.
supposed to go.
Nah, these
Yeah,
kids
they
different,
still
bro.
do that though. Like our
Gee.
parents still ask us, "What do y'all want? Tell us what y'all want to make a list."
Yeah.
So
My kids
and we
hit me
grown as
with-
hell.
They hit me with Google Drives. Like they hit me with Google Drives with the links to all the shit that they want. Like little presentations.
That
with
make it
PowerPoints,
A presentation, G.
Presentations.
PowerPoint
bro.
presentations, like
That's
No-
pretty efficient.
No cap, G. I'm telling you, it's definitely efficient.
I mean, on the one hand, right, like they're developing work skills
You know,
Right.
on top of getting what they want for Christmas, man. I kind of like it, man.
I mean,
can't be bad at that.
yeah, I ain't
Man,
mad
my
at it.
11-year-old, she asked me what I wanted. I just told her I want you to get good grades, stay on top of your homework, and lose the attitude.
That's ass.
You do them
bullshit.
3 things.
Ass.
Nah,
What is
hell
that?
nah.
What is that?
Don't
That's
have no
not a-
attitude.
I just want you
to
Stay on top of your
tangible.
homework.
I just want you to do everything you're supposed to do.
Bro, she walked in the
That's
back
the
and she
fuck.
was like, "Daddy full of shit."
Right. But I
That been
like
phenomenal.
it.
I mean, come on, y'all. Both of y'all done raised. Well, three of the 5 of us have raised 11-year-old girls in middle school, so y'all know what it is, bro. The little attitudes start to come, and all.
The boys had an attitude too, nigga. Like it's just not the girls. The boys are feisty too. Listen, listen. At this point, with when it comes to the fucking holidays, I am under the belief that the kids are lumped in with mom. Fuck that. Like you got to take them to the mall. If you see they getting me some bullshit, you need to step in because I'm not gonna let them get you no bullshit. Like I'm gonna step in. Like if I'm the one that's facilitating the mall run for the gift, then I'm gonna be like, moms ain't gonna like that. That's ass. Like you got a few more dollars you can put towards that. I'm under that belief. If that shit is ass, you know what I'm saying? When I get it, I'm looking at you differently all of 2023.
Y'all wild, G.
2020, listen,
Y'all
2023,
wild,
Valentine's Day, Stephen's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, all that shit's gonna be light, nigga. And I'm gonna remember that Christmas was light for me. But I'm confident that I'm getting everything on my list, G. I'm actually a spoiled gentleman this year, so
Y'all
you know.
y'all out of pocket, man. Y'all out of pocket judging these kids' gifts. Y'all out of pocket as fuck.
Why can't we judge these kids' gifts? Because if you
y'all
bought
out
your
of pocket.
so
Y'all out
if
of
you
pocket.
listen, so Cam wanted some Nike Tech, G. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
We talked about it, right? So the Nike Tech was hard to come back because I didn't get out there on Black Friday like I should have, right? So it was hard to come back. Plus, he want this motherfucking size that's like extra large. Me personally, I think the nigga needed 2X. He said XL. Fuck it, we gonna do it. So we was getting a gift for a friend 2 weekends ago. So we was getting him some t-shirts for his birthday, right? Motherfucker came across some Russell Tech. You know what I'm saying?
Russell Tech.
You doing him dirty.
Walmart definitely got the faux Nike Tech.
You was buying a Russell Tech for you?
Joffy came across some Russell Tech.
You ain't do that.
Bay told me don't do it, G.
You ain't do killer like that, man.
Bay told me don't do it, G. But I thought back to when Joffy was a shorty, like, I would just be grateful to have it.
Killer fuck around, slap your ass on Christmas Day.
Listen, hold up. Joffy definitely bought the fits, G. Only to talk to the missus again and her straight fucking cook me. And then I just had to man up and I had to ask. I say, hey Cam, you think this shit hard? That nigga said, no, Dad. I would get talked about. And you try
to have these upperclassmen get Cam a swirly, G.
Needless to say, I took it back and I got him the official Nike joints, G. So you know what I'm saying? It was about $200 difference, but nonetheless, he got the officials, G. But Russell Tech is where it's at, G. When they put it in fat nigga sizes, I'm rocking me some of that shit, nigga. I'm gonna give me a couple.
Is that a dad move? Because like my dad is notorious for being a bad gift giver because he would never get specifically what you wanted. He'll get you the budget version of what you want.
That shit definitely happened to me, G. I think I was like 12 and all I wanted was a first down, G. A first down coat. That nigga got me like some
He got
fat
your ass
goose.
goose, right. He got
Hey,
your
you
ass.
ask for a
He got your
JBL,
ass
this
a
nigga, they'll
up
get you
goose,
a
nigga.
J-Lab or some
Not a
shit.
deuce down goose, nigga.
All I wanted was a first down. Like that shit. That
You
shit
ask for
was
a Levi denim jacket, you end up with Lee's denim.
DoorDash.
from
South
Ross.
Pole, nigga.
That nigga got a Sonoma, G.
And that same year I wanted some Timbs. Then they got me some
Buffalo.
Colorados.
Lugs.
Oh,
Colorado.
Should have got you some B
No,
boots.
G, it was from Colorado. They had a little mountain on the side of them bitches.
Yeah, G. I'm not a bad gift giver like that. So my thing was,
Did me
you know,
dirty, G.
but y'all niggas don't sit down and budget y'all Christmas. Am I the only one that budget out Christmas?
Man, I should. I don't.
I got
but
I got
should.
to the point to where I was, for one kid, I was in the teens, nigga. Like, no, we're not doing that no more. We gonna get you, because this is what they want. They want shoes, electronics, and then they want a pocket full of money. You know what I'm saying? But the shoes they want is $350, $400. The clothes they want is another $400. And then you want me to put $500, $600 in your pocket on top of it? Nigga, you need to come work some of these OT hours.
Hell no.
Right.
So here's the thing. I don't give nobody money. I was always told that was tacky, so I'm not giving out bread. In the terms of the budget, bro, in like September, right, I start buying shit that I think people will want, so that it don't all hit me at one time. Like I got my niece a pair of J's in like October that she don't know about, that she finna get. You know what I'm saying? So I just spread it out so that by the time we get here, I'm coasting. I'm coasting to the finish line.
I'm definitely sending motherfuckers cash apps more than Merry Christmas cash apps, motherfucker. I done had the energy to wait for no shit to get delivered. Nope, cash apps.
I want to say like 3 Christmases ago, my nephew finessed me. He's like, I don't want nothing but Roblox money. And I bought the shit. And it was whack. You can't open that shit up. Ain't no surprise to that.
Nigga, but when he showed up with his friends, nigga, and had all the different fits, all the different skins on Roblox, nigga, you knew what time it was.
All kind of shit.
Because I remember when Cam was big on Fortnite, G, that was a big thing. Like all he wanted was Xbox gift cards. So when he pulled up on his friends, them niggas out there pop locking and shit in the lobbies and shit, nigga. He had all the motherfucking little pickaxes, nigga. It was up, G.
Yeah,
and guess who got them for him? You know what I'm saying? Them little gift cards. So you know what I'm saying? You want the niggas to be opening up them little stiff ass motherfucking action figures.
We definitely on this shit though, because a lot of y'all got young kids, G. Like I got little ones too, but like my older kids is fucking Christmas up, and they fucking my Christmas spirit up. G.
Join the club, nigga. Join the club.
Because they want a whole bunch of bullshit that you can't open, and they want one gift, one big ass gift.
Right. That's what I said.
They probably think they're being considerate and making it easy for you, but really they just killing the vibe.
This is my problem. These motherfuckers want Jordans and dunks that motherfucker, these bitches ain't released. You can't walk into Foot Locker and get these. I gotta go talk to the man at the fucking resale shop. I gotta try to finesse him when he finessing me. You know, for a shoe that came out 6 months ago.
Forward thinking, bro. I know my niece's favorite color is blue. That's why I copped the blue 11s for her in October.
That shit sound good until you got 2 kids, nigga, with the same size shoe.
It sound good until you used to taking L's on the sneaker.
Then you can't get them at the same time.
And they wear the same size as me, and I want the motherfuckers too. So I can't just hit on one of them motherfuckers. I gotta hit on 3.
Yeah. If you hit one, you keep it for yourself.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna hit one, I'm gonna hit the one that fit me, motherfucker. Fuck that.
Yeah, G. On these drop days, me and my wife be scrambling, G, with iPads and phones, and everything.
Every electronic in the house is logged in.
These resellers is getting in my ass this year. G.
You know the plug, my guy. I ain't gonna say nothing else.
You ain't that nice. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit.
Look, we gonna have
you came through once or twice, nigga. I don't know if you got that.
We gonna have to chip in and get John a bot, G. Like you're gonna have to have one more bot to be official, G. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about that's that real shit right there.
But yeah, man. So let me ask y'all this before we jump into the show. Everybody, real quick, what's the best gift you've gotten in the last 5 years? Keep it funky.
5 years. Man, it's definitely the bread 11s. You know what I'm saying? Like by far. The bread 11s and the Concords. Like, you know, I got those in consecutive years.
Okay.
And the cool grays.
Who got them for you? Who got the gift for you?
Wifey, nigga.
Okay, Alex. What's the best gift you've gotten in the last 5 years?
Wifey don't miss, nigga.
Wifey, well, you told us that last year.
She don't miss. I don't know,
bro. Honestly, I don't keep track of what I get every year. So,
Bree, what's the best gift you done got, G? Because your brother full of shit, man.
That macaroni necklace.
I can't say that I've gotten anything good in the last 5 years.
Damn, y'all. We know John ain't get shit good.
No, does it count if I bought it for myself?
No,
nigga, right. If you bought it for yourself and said that it was for Christmas, nigga, it's the best gift.
Oh, I bought myself a nice watch then.
That's y'all niggas' problem, G. Y'all niggas forgot what struggle looked like. Cause like y'all at the age now where y'all can cop shit.
You go get shit for yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all forgot what struggle. Y'all don't know what it's like to struggle no more, G. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I will say this though, just to answer your question, John. My wife, she come through with the one gift I want every year. So, because I'm very specific about the one thing I want her to get for me. So, she batting 100 for the last 5 years.
I'm gonna say this too, because I know I'm gonna get beat up. Jesus' birthday was in the summer, so that's when I get all my good shit. All right, when Jesus' real birthday happens.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
Because your birthday is so close to Christmas, do you get birthday gifts?
Yeah.
Okay.
When is your birthday?
December 12th.
Oh, okay.
See, I don't get birthday gifts. Like me and my wife, we don't do birthday gifts.
Just tell you to hold off.
No,
hold off
like,
2 weeks.
Our birthdays on the same day, so like we don't really do birthday gifts. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of hang out together and go.
I would still be looking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We just.
Hey man,
she knock it out the park though, G.
Before John incriminate himself any further, man, let's go and get into
John is
show.
Incriminated. Don't do that.
Hey man, he just tried to clean it up a little bit, man. Let's get into the fucking show, man.
You gonna shoot me no bail?
No.
CLB ain't never shoot you no bail, G. Let's go, man.
Check the stats, we winning. When we lost, we replenished. Started last, but we finished. I just need my percentage. Outer space is the limits. Lied when they said the sky. My life like Claude, taking risks. Need my piece of the pie. Check the stats, we winning. When we lost, we replenished. Started last, but we finished. I just need my percentage. Outer space is the limits. Lied when they said the sky. My life like Claude, taking risks. Need my piece of the pie.
Check the stats, we winning. Going hard since the beginning. I took off a minute, but now I'm back in it. Like work when your vacation finished. I clean up my image, I'm grinning, cause I ain't in debt no more. I was down, now I'm up like my credit score. Got a daughter I gotta do better for. Let's get paid off these punchlines and metaphors. Taking the steps to be wealthy. Pop Global LLC. Went from a
man, what's up, everybody? You are now tuned in to A Cloud of Smoke, the podcast where we talk our shit. I'm one of your hosts, the big homie John, and I'm gonna throw it to Mr. Reading Rainbow himself. Freaky out.
I ain't honoring that shit, bro. Y'all see the name, y'all see this Freaky Al in the building. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna pass it to the Clout Butcher.
What's good? Hey, holiday crew, join me. It's up, man. This is the best week of the year, man. The week leading up to Christmas, the week leading up after Christmas, man. Before we get to our topics, let's go ahead. We got a guest. Well, I guess at this point, she ain't no fucking guest. She fucking family. I'm gonna throw it to Barbie Bree, man. Talk to the people.
Hey, y'all. Thank you for having me back. That's all I got.
Don't be Alex. Don't be Alex's little sister now.
Man, it's happening.
Don't be Alex's little sister.
It's happening.
Nate always get left out, G. Throw that shit to Nate.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Oh, my God. It's the fucking whole, it's the family, man. And why is always Nate? Why is it always Nate?
I'm over here chopped liver. What they say?
Every time.
He's the panderer.
Every time. Hey, man. Hey, Nate, talk to us, G.
Hey, man. I'm over here smoking my my black smoke.
Hey man, they not paying us, G. No free plugs, G.
But
if they want to pay us,
they might though. It's nicotine free and tobacco free. You know what I'm saying? I got the Skittles flavor. This shit booming right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here off my Stella Rose brandy. You know what I'm saying?
This fucking child.
You know, I was
TikTok crazy.
Trying to get festive, G. Like no, we had bought some and ain't nobody gonna drink that shit. So I was like, fuck it, I'll drink it tonight, G. Some honey peach.
You drinking honey peach Stella Rosa?
Yeah,
that shit sound fire though, nigga. It might be the mood, G.
This shit, it's mid though. It's mid.
It's mid at best, even when it's chilled.
It's mid. Alex, you got your traditional eggnog, G?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Is we
I
knocking
already-
it up.
It's already gone. Eggnog and Hennessy. Yeah, I didn't knock it off.
Alex ain't gonna last too long.
Is that disrespectful to the Hennessy? The cut it with eggnog?
Definitely,
man, fuck
definitely
Hennessy,
stepped on
bro.
the handball, G.
I don't fuck with Hennessy at all, but I'm just saying though, is that disrespectful?
Where do y'all get y'all eggnog from, G? Do it come in a cart or do it come in a motherfucking jug?
It depends on. I usually wait too late, so I got to get whatever I can by the time I go get it. So it could be the SoCo flavored shit in the carton, or it could be the Dean's.
You
the
getting
Dean's
your
jug,
eggnog from a liquor company?
or I get the
You're supposed to, because like real eggnog
the liquor
got
company.
No, you got to
What's
get
the-
your real nog, G. You got to get the
The
real
little,
nog.
the little $9 joints from.
I ain't gonna hold you. The Overwatch eggnog is OP. It's too much.
That I was just gonna say that's the only eggnog I ever remember liking was the Overweiss, and that shit ain't out here because Overweiss ain't from now here.
Hey man, so when's the best time to start drinking nog, G? Because you know, black folks, that shit don't sit well with us. You can only nog it up for about 48
I'm
hours.
gonna pour
at best.
one glass of nog and drink about a quarter of that shit, G.
Honestly, y'all niggas is tripping. Y'all tripping. The viscosity, the viscosity of eggnog is problematic. There's no way.
That's all you gotta cut with liquor, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
This nigga used the word I don't know, G. So I just laughed it off because I didn't know, G. I'm assuming that it's like the ingredients of it, but
No,
okay.
It's actually
the
like
thickness.
The thickness, yeah.
This nigga using terminology
Great.
from motor oil.
Great.
Eggnog be making me feel like I gotta blow my nose after I drink that shit, G.
See,
Yeah.
That
that's
shit
your
just-
body rejected it.
Yeah, that shit just yeah. Fuck eggnog, bro.
Hey man.
Hey, before we move off the gift giving, how are y'all batting for giving gifts to y'all spouses though, your significant other?
I'm an excellent gift giver. I mean,
I'm not
I
gonna
give
fall.
motherfuckers exactly what they ask for. Listen, I tell people through the door, if you don't tell me what you want with a picture, I'm not getting it. I'm not wrecking my brain. I'm not trying hard. Tell me what you want, and that's what the fuck you're gonna get. There will be no surprise. I probably won't wrap it, but you know, y'all let you cut it out the box that it came in.
I don't wrap shit neither.
No, you can cut it out the Amazon box it came in. Merry Christmas. There you go. Surprise.
Y'all
Hopefully-
niggas is
Hopefully
terrible.
that shit.
Y'all terrible, bro.
Remember when the boxes used to have the little design on the side?
Y'all can't even take it to the mall.
Surprise.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all niggas are terrible.
They
Hey,
don't
let me
have
tell you.
people in the mall that rap shit no more.
I'm a one-up Josh. I don't wrap the gifts, and also I'm suck at hiding shit, so I just give it to her when them shits come in the mail. She
Oh,
might
this
get her
motherfucker.
Christmas gift on like December, like if.
John is
Oh my
increasingly
Y'all
becoming
niggas
the
is
worst,
terrible,
G.
man. Y'all niggas is terrible.
I told you Jesus' birthday in the summer. This shit don't count anyway.
Y'all
Hey,
is terrible.
I will put the
You
stuff
might as well
under the
celebrate
bed.
Hanukkah, G.
No, that I believe in the Trinity, my nigga. Get out of here, man.
Kwanzaa, nigga, go ahead, G. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that bullshit ass house. Never mind. My bad. I didn't mean to.
What we
I didn't
doing,
mean to
G?
disrespect
What we
Kwanzaa, but I'm
doing?
sorry.
All I
That's
know is
chill,
like,
bro.
I'm sorry,
all
man.
I
no,
know
we
is like
here.
Ojobo, G.
No, sir, we here now. I got to hear this, G. We
No,
here now.
my bad, G. I told you I misspoke. That's all.
G, what's up with you and Kwanzaa, G?
Yeah, what's the beef?
Bro, man, I don't know no shit that started in like 84, nigga. I don't know when shit started, man. But that shit too new for me, man.
I ain't gonna hold you,
How you feel
nigga.
about Hanukkah?
So what?
Dude,
I
we
respect
got
the
that.
Jewish people and the customs that they celebrate. Next question.
But you don't respect the brothers and sisters
The
and
black
folks that we
man, the black
celebrate?
man shit.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. The niggas that celebrate Kwanzaa are likely to tell me conspiracy theories about the World Trade Center. So I don't have time for it. You know, we just
I ain't gonna hold you. The Kwanzaa assemblies back in elementary school used to be lit on the Thursday before Christmas break,
I
nigga.
grew up in white
They used
suburbs.
to-
I never had one of those.
Oh my God.
my
You never had a Kwanzaa
At
assembly?
school? You think my schools acknowledge Kwanzaa?
Yeah, I ain't never had no
fucking-
Kwanzaa assembly either, but we did have a Black History program every year, G.
No, G, we always had a Kwanzaa one. They sang New Edition in that motherfucker. Let It Snow. It was all like the Boys the Men renditions and shit.
Song.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a song for the
None of
record.
that shit got nothing to do with Kwanzaa, G. Like that.
G,
shit was
but
Black
regardless,
Christmas, yeah.
It was, but listen, it was the Christmas assembly, but they wasn't gonna call it the Christmas assembly. It was the Kwanzaa joint.
Y'all was singing
You know what I'm
Christmas
saying?
carols and dashiki.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm
But you know
saying?
what though? Because
Have a
Jesus' birthday was
holly
in the summer.
jolly Christmas. You know what I'm saying? It's the best time of the year. And they better be glad that DMX shit didn't come out, because Jaffe would have been at the front of that line, G.
They'd have put you out the
Come on.
Rudolph the
Red-Nosed Reindeer. What?
Oh man.
They'd have been like, get that nigga off the stage.
Y'all out here caroling and goofies. Dude.
Hey, you want to know who else they got to get off the stage, man?
Who that?
They got to get Meg and Tory off the stage, man. Let's get into some shit, man. It's real fucking saucy out here, man. Like, is everybody keeping up with this trial? I think we on like day 4, day 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which one of you gentlemen want to bring us a breast? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got viscosity or whatever the fuck John said earlier, but I'm gonna say a breast. Who want to bring us
viscosity?
Listen, Hanukkah, nigga. What's up? That's a big word for y'all last. Hey man, so who's gonna talk to? Who's gonna bring us up to snuff with the Meg shit? Nate, I think you got it for us, right?
Oh yeah, man. I just try to see. I'm trying to figure out where Meg Thee Stallion bodyguard at, G. That nigga missing.
He missing, G. How that big ass pause? How that big ass nigga get missing, G? That nigga's huge, G.
He missing, the niggas ain't even looking for him. That's how you know what time it is on this court case. Anyway, man, they finally going to trial for this alleged shooting of Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is the defendant, I'm assuming, correct?
Yes.
Okay, he's the defendant. And you know, it's been a whole lot going on this case. I've been following fairly closely, man. Case opened up with some testimonies.
The prosecution, right?
Yes, everything.
The defense hasn't gone yet.
The defense hasn't even gone yet, nigga.
Oh
it's
yeah,
already
that nigga getting off, G.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like if y'all following along as of right now, the burden of proof is definitely not looking good for the prosecution. I will tell you that much, because they put what's her name, Kelsey? What's her last name? Anyway, Megan ex best friend on the stand, and she's straight playing dumb. You know what I'm saying? She get on that joint pleading the fifth.
G.
Did she get granted immunity?
She got granted immunity,
but she can't perjure herself.
Yeah, so she got granted immunity, but that doesn't cover her from
perjuring herself.
You know what I'm saying? And she's obviously perjuring herself at every chance she gets. It's hilarious. So they obviously at the scene of the crime took recorded statements. They did, you know, they're bringing everything back to life. So they bring in her first recorded statement, which matched nothing to what she brought up in court. They brought up the text message to where essentially she was saying, hey, yo, she was talking to the bodyguard like, hey, yo, Tory shot Meg, not call 911. And she said she didn't remember sending that shit. All kind of shit. It's a mess, dog.
Let me jump in and help you out here. So on top of that, the prosecution came out, and this is the prosecution. Like they put these women on the stage. Meg's ass gets on the stage. They ask her about all of her sexual exploits. You know, have you been fucking on Kelsey's guys behind Kelsey's back? They're building the case as to say, like, you know, there was a scuffle in the car, some jealousy ensued, and shots rang out, right? That's what they building, but they're attacking Meg's credibility. She's gone on live and you know, said numerous things, XYZ, that again, they want to validate in court. She couldn't, Kelsey couldn't. So at this point, now I don't want to be the guy that says she looks like a fucking liar though. Like, you know, a clear and out point, like upfront liar. She said she told Gayle King she never had sexual relations with Tory Lanez. She stepped on the stage. That was a lie. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan, did you have a sexual relationship?
I didn't have a sexual relationship.
Then at the same time, you know, they asked her, did she have sexual relations with the baby? She had said that she never did that. When the baby came out over the summer, he had made the song and said that he, you know, got out with Meg. She denied it vehemently, got on the stand. That was a lie. So at this point, you know, they're building up the fact that she has no credibility. So everything she says, you have to take that shit with a grain of salt, right?
Man, on top of being a liar, she might be something else that rhymes with the word door. But we'll move on.
I'm gonna bail you out, John. Can I ask y'all a question real quick?
No, I want to hear from Bree, because Bree is rolling her eyes. She the only woman on the show. Let her let her defend Meg
She
shit.
may be able to answer this question, right?
Okay.
The question I have simply is, why does it feel like Megan is on trial right now and not Tory?
Because she
Let's let Bree
lied.
answer. Let's let Bree answer.
I just don't understand why she's being attacked. Like, okay, I don't know all the particulars and everything, or if she actually saw who shot her.
She
But
didn't.
the thing that exactly, so
They
two
just
things
pointed
can
the
be
finger,
true.
but she
But wait, let
said
me
that he
finish. You
shot
said
him.
you wanted me.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. Two things can be true. She can absolutely believe in her mind that nigga shot her, and she can absolutely be fucking wrong. Okay, so I don't understand why people are attacking her so much. Like, people think they see and hear things that they never heard or saw all the time.
Yeah.
And then they're proven wrong, and then you move the fuck on. So like, I don't understand why people are attacking her. On top of that, like, she was shot. So whether it was Tory or Kelsey or whoever else was in the car,
Stay there, Bree.
at the end of the day, someone needs to find out.
I want to respond. I want to respond.
Oh, man,
real quick, John. Real quick, stay there, because like, it's two things we know. You said things can be true, right?
She made a good point.
The only fact of the matter I think that we know for a fact is that at one point in that night, a gun discharged, right?
So why are we attacking?
Hold on. So a gun discharged. That doesn't mean that she was shot at. Okay. Can we agree on that?
I agree 1000%.
Can we agree
That's
on
true.
that? So
That's true.
So
unless Tory was really wilding when he said dance, bitch, dance.
Was the evidence in right? So like apparently
Clearly a lie.
Right. With in the evidence that was delivered to the court, both Kelsey and Tory both had gunshot residue on them, with Kelsey having more than Tory.
And
So
Kelsey's DNA on the gun, and inconclusively, they could not say that Tory's DNA was on the gun.
All this being said, a gun was discharged. So that's a fact. Now, was that gun aimed at Megan to shoot her? We don't know yet. Did she get injured because of said shooting? Yes. Is there bullet in her foot? No.
We still ain't seen her motherfucking foot.
There are metal fragments in her foot. Could be shrapnel from something else. There's a lot that we don't know, right?
You want to know? I just want to answer Bree. I want to answer Bree.
They did post pictures of her foot. They did post pictures of her foot on social media.
I don't know what Amazon bitch's feet that was. Like, that ain't got to be Meg, but I want to speak to your point as to why she's being attacked. The reason I feel like she's being attacked, and it's credible, is because at the end of the day, she pointed a finger at someone. So you pointed the finger at this man. This man has lost money, tour dates, management. His life has been put on hold because you pointed a finger. You tripping, because during quarantine, that nigga might have been higher than he had ever been. Quarantine radio was nuts during quarantine. So, and he was making money hand over fist. And all that shit got shut down.
Mixtapes is some of the hardest mixtapes. Like,
love them. If you're an R&B listener,
Tory Lanez is ass.
I think he's ass.
We listen. That's what led to a motherfucker getting shot. That shit right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about his music was ass. That's when the whoopty got up. You know what I'm saying?
But can I interject here? This is my thing. Y'all remember when Quick shot Delarice in the foot, right? So when you say
allegedly.
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you say the nigga was like, dance, bitch, and then like I got shot in the foot and this nigga shot me, that to me seemed like there is no ambiguity. Yeah, like there's no.
She watched the movie the night before. Like,
no
that's
way.
gonna be it. That's gonna be the one.
Now I got to cut you. Better put that razor away. I ain't playing no more. You put that razor away, I'm gonna blow your goddamn pinky toe off.
Oh, now you're gonna shoot me in my pinky toe.
I'm not playing with you. I will blow that little black, gnarled, crusty, dead off your foot. Now put the razor away.
You must be crazy to pull your gun on me.
You're gonna be the nine-toe having this limping this bitch in Harlem. You don't fucking with me. Now put the razor away.
Well, go ahead. Shoot, here it is. There it is. Shoot, quick, go ahead. Take your best shot. Oh, he shot me in my pinky toe.
I know, man.
I'm gonna put what's left of my foot in your ass. I'm gonna kill him, sugar.
Please, be careful.
I'm gonna kill him out.
Don't kill him. Just relax.
Oh, if I could get up from here.
Dara, we're gonna find your toe.
And go back
make sense.
Go back a taste, right? Go back a taste. So Megan's initial response to why she didn't implement Tory initially was there was so much interaction between Black folks and the police that she didn't want to get mixed up in that, and she didn't want to She did say
that. Yeah,
she
didn't want him to get killed. I called Cap the day that happened.
I did too.
I definitely
and that's neither here nor there. But there's been a lot of communication since then. So the biggest implementation of them all is the fact, in my opinion, that Kelsey, who is Megan's former best friend, bestie, BFF, you know what I'm saying, ride or die, is now, and that they've had beef pretty much since this night.
Because the truth came out in that car, motherfucker.
Yeah, truth came out in that car. And again, they was leaving, was it Kylie Kardashian?
Kylie Jenner.
Yeah, Kylie Jenner.
Side note, this is a funny thing you ain't think about. Meg's pussy is so toxic that Ben Simmons is denying being in there. He's like, yo, no, I didn't do it. All right.
I wouldn't want to
accusations.
I wouldn't want to get caught up in that mess either, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, is she a victim in this? Yes, obviously. You know, like
y'all gotta protect Black women on y'all platform. Y'all gotta be responsible on your platform.
It does not matter that she may be a bald-faced ass liar. It don't matter.
See, I
at the end of the day, she's not a victim.
I reject that. You lose the right to call yourself a victim, or at least to get any sympathy from me when you implicate somebody that didn't do it.
Alex, you gotta chime in, bro. What you got over there?
I ain't got nothing to say on this shit because I feel like, man, like I want to shit on her because she's clearly lying, but then Brianna made some valid points. Like maybe she don't know who really shot her. But at the same token, why are you pinning it on Tory? Like,
I'm with you, John. I'm with you.
Well, okay. So this was my thinking when I was thinking the same thing. Like, if that was his gun, he's the only person in the car with a gun. I mean, and I can't see who's shooting me. I'm gonna assume that the person who brought a gun in the car shot me.
10 times out of 10, her bodyguard had a gun too.
That's different than saying, yeah, he shot me. Assuming and saying, I saw Tory Lanez shoot me are two different things.
True. She should have also said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we know how they
I
were sitting in the
believe
car?
it was
like,
Tory. That's how she should have said.
The shot didn't happen in the car. I mean, not that I'm a detective or nothing like that. What I think happened is they was wrestling over the gun. That's why there's gunshot residue on two people's hands.
Word came out that he was hanging over the car door.
Yeah, like this nigga was a fucking Mad Max villain. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what though? But think about it though. If Kelsey had the gun in her hands and she's hanging out the window and he's fighting her to get the gun and they both hanging out the window, it could have looked to Meg when she looked back like he was the one aiming at her and her thinking her friend. You know what I'm saying? You never know. We don't know.
Might be able to rock with you until she told us that this nigga Tory Lanez like dance, bitch. So and all of
that's true.
Commotion, True. Where did dance bitch come at?
Yeah, she's clearly
Harlem Nights the night before.
I mean, Tory is a little nigga. Maybe he sounded like Kelsey in that moment, like she thought.
Man, Meg is clearly lying. The defense has done a good job of painting her as a liar. She's done a good job of painting herself as a liar. Now it's just time for them to tell us the truth so we can stop talking about this.
So, Bree,
yeah.
Can I ask you a question, being that you're the only woman on the show?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, so you got to answer it, though. Why is it that a woman would rather die than to take accountability for her actions?
I do not agree.
I'm asking.
She said it.
She said it. She said it.
Who said it?
Meg. She stood on the stands and said that she wished she would have killed him.
I wish she would have killed me that night.
If she knew that she would have to deal with everything that came behind it.
Ouch.
She definitely said that foolishness.
That was stupid for her to say, but
I mean,
I can't speak for
another lie.
Another
but I
lie.
will say I love true crime. And you hear a lot of interviews with killers and murderers and people on the stand, and people really believe what they be saying sometimes when they get up there on the stand. So maybe she really believes that he
Man.
shot her.
So I got another question.
They said this nigga emptied the clip too.
G, he had 5 bullets in the clip. G, what kind of killer have 5 shots in his clip that whole
The most
17?
diabolical of them.
He knew he was gonna get the job done with the 5, G. I only need 5.
And they got the audio of this shooting off of somebody's ring camera.
Ring camera, yeah. 5 shots in the dark. Hey, so can you be a whore?
Story on Dateline.
Can you be a whore and then lie to your boyfriend and then tell the truth on the stands? Like,
man, look, listen.
I think you asked me why motherfuckers attacking her.
But wait,
this the kind of fuck shit that she doing.
So wait,
she talking about her boyfriend is fucking is embarrassed. He's uncomfortable.
I know. I heard all that.
You doing bad dinos out here, B.
So look, this is the thing. This is where Meg messed up. First of all, she should have never said nothing. She should have took a book out of Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, everybody else who don't say nothing to the media. She should have just not said anything. What she does in her personal time with her body is her business. When people started asking her, has she ever, we all knew, like, we're not stupid. You doing all this music with the baby G. We know what's going on. Like, we're not dumb, okay? You just should not have said anything. Like, keep that shit private between you and this nigga. When she didn't have to answer the question. She didn't even have to go and do that interview.
Yeah.
Number one, that's where she messed up. And I don't know why her attorneys allowed her to do that. Like, why would y'all let this girl do this interview?
Because they got to save her wholesome image. You know what I'm saying? She probably was lying to them too. I can say she was probably lying to them too.
Have a wholesome image.
Hey, let me tell you.
She should have just never said nothing until she got on the stand and then she was forced to answer the question.
We're gonna find out.
As her boyfriend Party and all whatever his name is.
Who is that nigga? For the longest time, I thought he was Party next door.
He made that song with Cardi B called "Back It Up."
I've never heard this song.
One of her worst
You've
songs?
heard it before. No, it's actually a really good song. You've probably heard it before. But anyway,
that's his only song? He don't got a mixtape or nothing? Tory got like 17 mixtapes.
I get why he's embarrassed. Because you get into you're adults, you have a past, everybody has things that they done. You don't sit up and talk about your past sex partners with your partner.
Oh, she was fucking these niggas while he was relevant.
But
Ben
no,
Simmons and the baby was definitely why she was with that nigga.
But I'm just making the point, like, when you meet somebody and you get into a relationship, you don't sit up and talk about your past sexual partners. So now that all this is coming out, of course he's gonna feel embarrassed. I don't blame him. I would too. Shit.
We're gonna find out when this is all said and done that Meg has the same publicist that R. Kelly had. That nigga from the train station. All right. These are the worst publicist jobs I've ever seen, man. The two of them, man. I don't know how we're here, man.
Would y'all be embarrassed?
Would I be embarrassed if my wife let the baby smash? Absolutely. Of all the niggas, the baby?
Yeah.
That hurts.
I'm gonna do what she said. I plead the fifth. She should have played the fifth because I might get violent. 187 shit, but hey man, this is must see TV. So if you're not caught up on it, man, get the YouTube clips. Twitter has a whole thread with day-to-day court procedures and goings, man. So
I gotta ask a question though.
All right, ask them so we can get the fuck up out of here.
No, like this gonna wrap us up. Best case scenario, how did this shit turn out for all parties involved?
They got to prove beyond a shadow of doubt, right?
Accidental discharge that nobody was holding the gun.
All parties involved. So if it's not guilty, then Meg gonna fry.
No.
If it's if it's not guilty, then Meg gonna fry. If he found guilty, Tory Lanez gonna fry. The best case scenario is a mistrial, G.
No. Look,
that's what I was thinking.
Best case scenario.
That's what I was thinking of mistrial.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. It's a lot of women rocking with Meg off the strength of the fact that she was a gunshot victim, right? So I think if she tell her story post not guilty, she'll be fine. She'll still get to go be around Gail. She'll still get to put out music. and her fan base will mostly still rock with her. Tory Lanez is done though if he's guilty.
It's a lot of people who feel like she's being attacked like for no reason. So I feel like for that, she'll be just fine. And as far as Tory Lanez, I think that nigga be just fine. Just like Chris Brown finally came back from that shit, his ass will too.
That's because Chris Brown is talented.
Hey man, let's move on. Let's move on, G. Let's move on, G. Because I can see Tory Lanez line and sweating off right now, G. You know, so let's go ahead and move the fuck on, man. So man, we'll just go ahead and wrap them the fuck up, man. Fuck all of them, man. And that seemed to be like a prevailing theme on the show tonight. Like, fuck them kids. It's somebody else that I'm sure out there that's like, fuck them kids tonight. Fuck them kids.
Who you talking about, Master P?
It gotta be Master P. It gotta be Master P. So Master P, everybody's favorite fucking uncle. It ain't a product that he won't fucking hawk. You know what I'm saying? That he won't get rich off of.
Master P ramen noodles on y'all ass.
Hey, Master P got the cheat code because everything he put out, somehow, some way, he get $1 million off that shit.
Except that niggas.
He $1 million in niggas to death. Like just 1 million. Just $1 million.
Just like Soda, the first rapper to do everything, Master P make $1 million off everything.
Off everything. But he legit making $1 million off everything. But I guess over the last 48 hours, it's been a war of words, right? Between
so Master P on the heels of DJ Twitch suddenly taking his own life the other night. Master P took to Instagram.
We should RIP that. So RIP
RIP.
that, man.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, over the weekend, my wife she kind of brought me up to speed on who he was. I didn't follow him. I didn't know too much about him.
Me neither. But RIP to that man.
Yeah, RIP to that man. I mean, he was on If You Think You Can Dance. He was Ellen show DJ, and just overall just a personality, man, on social media, man. So RIP to that man. And he took his own life over the weekend. Or this was the day after. I don't know.
Pod drop. It don't matter. Let's get to it.
But last week.
Yeah, so last week. So Master P got on social media and shared his thoughts about this, man. And earlier this year, Master P lost his own daughter to accidental overdose, but what they said was suicide. Romeo, Master P's son, took some offense to that, and instead of addressing it directly, he addressed it via Instagram, via this poem. And then he went on to
what was the poem called? Tree of Trauma?
Tree of Trauma.
That's right. Because P didn't address his daughter's situation
correct
via social media.
Correct. So then he went on to provide context to said poem.
I feel like fathers should be able to grieve in silence, but go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct. Right. So then he got to talking about, all that stuff and about how his daddy don't do nothing for him and how he, they live in check. I mean, all kinds of shit. He's responding to people's messages. It just seems super messy. And then Master P then gets back online and addresses all this stuff, and it's messy. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna drop some clips here and there, but you guys know the gist of what's going on. I want y'all to pod. I want to hear what y'all got to say, man.
Maybe Lil Romeo was correct, and it wasn't too long ago that C Murder was beefing with his brother. Maybe Master P, for all the great things that he does in the community, all the great things he does business-wise, maybe he's a shitty family member. All right, you know what I'm saying? It can't be C Murder and Monica about C Murder and now his own kids and shit. We can't keep seeing all of this shit and saying he get a pass just because he's sold us some chips and some noodles.
Nigga, he did lead the greatest record label of all time. Them niggas was putting out 17 albums a week.
He only got one family member that wasn't beefing with him. That's Silk, because that nigga couldn't rap and he still put him on.
Can we say this? Can we say that they was probably beefing with him because them niggas didn't have the drive that he had and he was tired of fucking carrying them niggas? I know money is the real reason that motherfuckers beef with people when a motherfucker don't want to carry them no more. And that's what it sounded like.
Life.
I understand that, but P never stopped fucking with his brother.
I mean, P is the one who came out and said he was done financially supporting his brother in jail because he was not grateful and all this other shit. So I don't know. I don't know what happened with that, but I'm just saying.
But that's in itself. That's what we're talking about. Motherfuckers
can't
being
bite the hand that
ungrateful.
feeds you.
Ungrateful.
Right.
His fucking Lil Romeo, Master P made Lil Romeo a star before he was fucking 8 years fucking old. What the fuck are you living check to check for? They don't need you on Hollywood. What fucking show he on? Hip hop, growing up hip hop or some goofy shit. Like, nigga, you don't gotta get them checks. That nigga done put you in every fucking room he was ever in. Nigga,
Now,
if you don't have the drive to fucking get out there and get it yourself, the fuck out of here. It's not my job to carry a 33-year-old man across the fucking finish line.
Let me ask you this question, right? Because everything you said is true, but if what Romeo said is true, which is that Master P kept him or in the dark about business contracts that had his name and likeness in them, and that his conversation with the Rap Snacks people got him paid his first royalty check from them this week, that's foul. If he's entitled to that money because it's his name and likeness, I don't care if his dad set it up. To keep your son in the dark and keep all that bread for yourself is foul.
Romeo said every dollar from his music career went to paying Master P's back taxes.
So that nigga lost about $22 because he was ass.
You're right. What the fuck is we talking about? What are we talking about?
That
but
nigga
I
didn't
mean,
get a dub.
to be honest though, Romeo's been a business partner of Master P with a lot of stuff. Like they was just on Breakfast Club like a year ago talking about their new sneaker line, which was, you know, a little bit better. What you say?
The Mignatis?
The Mignatis, yeah.
Hey, them joints he had on in the video, them motherfuckers was a little hard.
That was a little bit more spicy than the P Millers, G, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's been his business partner in a lot of aspects. And again, if you go back to that Breakfast Club interview, it was, I mean, he was singing daddy praises, man.
So this shit, so they done a whole 180, 360 in a matter of a year. And losing a child, losing a sister, it can create those rifts. I want to address the fact that he's like, his dad never addressed his sister's passing publicly. Fuck you. Right. I don't feel like I should ever have to.
What's the obligation?
You know, like I should be able to grieve however I want to grieve. Like I have to be a pillar in this family. He said he pulled up on his dad every day, but I don't believe that shit. And motherfucker, we all men here. We grieve in silence all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? So, that's going to be something that we bring up later on in the show. But I mean, I don't think that P owes anyone in the world a public forum into his level of grief for losing his daughter. And for Romeo to expect that of him, fuck that kid.
I wish Romeo would have just went to his dad. I hate this type of family business. Being aired out publicly. If you hurt Romeo, then go sit in front of your pops and have a conversation about it.
Yeah. Do you feel like he don't have that audience with P? I doubt that because Nate just told me they were business partners. So
Romeo,
I feel like he has that audience whenever he wants.
I think out his own mouth, he just said he loved his dad more than anybody else that's, you know, supporting them or involving themselves in this beat. So if you and your pops got that kind of love for one another, then y'all can work this shit out behind closed doors as y'all should.
Yeah. And if what you can't sit face to face, pick up the phone.
That's a fact. Bree, what you got?
Agree with everything y'all said. It's just messy. Like he could have just picked up the phone though. Like you ain't have to respond on social media.
And then it's to the point
with a post about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like that just took away from what his dad was doing by trying to honor that man's life.
I feel like because there's an audience now, it's getting to the point where they're taking shots at each other that don't necessarily need to be taken just to kind of trump the next person. I mean, P is a lot older. P is older than us. So this whole social media shit, I feel like it's kind of out of his wheelhouse other than marketing and promoting whatever he got going on. He shouldn't have stooped to Romeo's level and even responded like, that's your son, you a dad, like, nigga, pick up the phone and talk to your son.
Sometimes the relationships are just so estranged that they don't have that ability to pick up the phone and communicate that way. Again, like we don't know, man. From the outside looking in, it looks like everything's glittering, man. But we know the old saying, all the glitters ain't gold. So when we look at it from our perspective, we can say something that, oh man, we simply can be able to just pick up the phone and have that conversation.
I ain't gonna hold you. He do need to pick up the phone. He need to call Kirk Franklin and find out how to address your son publicly.
Man,
Can I play conspiracy theorist right here?
Talk to
Go
Real
ahead.
quick. So Romeo hasn't been relevant since growing up hip hop kind of
that
went
nigga
away,
ain't never
right?
been relevant.
Never.
No, hear me out. But
That nigga think him and Bow Wow got this
Let
teenage
me-
beef. That
let
never
me
happened.
say, he living check to check. Niggas try to get hot, right? What do the world love to see? They love drama. They love when it's negative energy. And P said that shit. This is what the world wants. I can't see Romeo not trying to parlay this into something. Like that nigga has a business mindset like his dad. Well, I would hope he does. He probably don't because the nigga broke. But you know, I can see this nigga easily trying to parlay this shit into something. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it's not music.
He ain't
It's
cashing them
motherfuckers.
ICDC commercial checks no more, G.
Listen, I'm telling you this. It's somebody out there with a bag that's willing to give it to Romeo to be messy in front of their cameras. You know what I'm saying? And I don't put it past that nigga. Don't be surprised if in 4 months Romeo in front of somebody fucking camera. He fucking around be with Gayle King and Good Morning America tomorrow. So you never fucking know.
Wasn't Romeo on? Wasn't he like one of the producers or something on that Growing Up Hip Hop show? I never watched it, but I know he was on it.
He was something like that. Yeah, I think he was exact.
He was something like he had some kind of role in that show outside of just being a personality on that show. And I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me kind of shift the conversation. How old is this kid? 33. So yeah, if you are coattail riding to the age of 33, how much responsibility do you have to stand on your own 2 feet? Or if your daddy is allegedly filthy rich, can you ride that wave forever?
Depends on the way he was raised.
I feel like P has always tried to push Romeo to be able to stand on his own too. And that's always the sense I've got. And I don't know any of the intricate workings of their relationship or their business ventures, but from the outside looking in, it looks like P has always been trying to set him up to be able to stand on his own too and not have to
and he
be
done
a part
flop
of P
on
doing
every fucking opportunity.
Right.
So at some point you gotta fucking pull the titty out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Pop the tit, you know what I'm saying? Out his mouth, and let this nigga, you know, sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like P has any obligations to a 33-year-old man that he's put him in rooms with him to, you know, broker deals, to comprehend deals. This motherfucker, like, your pops is a street dude. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know him as a corporate guy, P was a street nigga. His first meal came off the street. You know what I'm saying? And like we said, that nigga I will say damn near P is a con man. You know what I'm saying? Because that nigga will find something and make it hot for 3-4 months, check a bag off that shit and move on to the next one.
Man, Romeo done had albums.
That nigga be a hell of a stock trader.
He had a TV show. Okay. Like his face is still on the bag of barbecue honey wrap snacks as we speak. He's executive produced a TV show. He's has a clothing line brand.
What's the name of the clothing line brand? I know it's ass.
Something ass. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
let me just tell you this. He's not authentic.
P. Miller clothing.
He's not authentic. He comes off corny. Everybody that sees him, when you see Romeo, what's the first thing you think?
His beef with Lil Bow Wow, his fake beef.
When I see Romeo, I think Master P, and I bypass everything Romeo. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's never fucking branched out and became his own fucking person. He's Master P's son.
Yeah,
Rome
that's
everything.
tough, man.
What's his clothing line? Rome everything.
Rome everything.
R-E.
I think Romeo's biggest issue is he's not talented like his pops, and he's trying to.
His pops wasn't talented. His pop was.
Hey, you're gonna relax when you talking about Master P.
Hey, none of you niggas paying for a Master P verse, niggas.
Yeah, hey,
Mr. Ice Cream Man.
Ice Cream Man is a fire song. How dare you disrespect a dirty South
the same niggas that like Ice Cream Man is the same niggas that think that UGK is elite.
Whoa.
And I'm saying that in H-Town.
I'm not going to derail this pod over this.
Y'all been waiting on that Dr. Dre album. I'm still waiting on that Mercedes album. Y'all, hey, only the true No Limit fans know what I'm talking about.
Gee, you had to let that slide. They wasn't allowed. They wasn't going through the pamphlets inside the CDs back then. G. They don't know about Mercedes. G.
Waiting on that Mercedes album.
They don't know about Mercedes.
UGK slander while also up in Tory Lanez, man. I have seen it all. On this
hey man, it's the best time of the year, G. We giving. It's the season of giving, G. And this shit keeps on giving.
And all honesty, as a father though, like the best I can do for my kids is set them up for success. Right.
That's it.
And if I try to pass the baton and you fumble that shit.
Multiple batons.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't. I feel like it's tacky to be a 33-year-old man, you know,
attacking your pops, attacking your
pops.
More.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Can we,
if it's bad business, it's bad business. But
can we get a little bit deeper on this topic, right quick?
I don't want to go any deeper, but yeah, let's. Sure.
If I went through something traumatic as the head of my family, right?
Yeah.
And my children felt that I did not support them, right? And they see me publicly supporting a stranger. Right, because that's what this allegedly started this whole thing. Mm-hmm. I would want to do everything possible, including not saving face, to make my child understand that I got their back in this situation. Because that is tough.
What have you been there the whole time, though, bro?
Well, I agree, and there's things that behind the scenes that we don't know. But if my child feels like, man, he could speak on this person's suicide, but not have the same type of support from my sister, his daughter, and they feel some sort of betrayal behind that, I would want to mend that wound. I would, you know what I'm saying? I would.
Yeah.
And to the other point, I mean, we all know the story of the prodigal son, man. Sometimes you got to go out, fall flat on your face, and then Pop's gonna pick you back up, man. That was the whole point of that.
Right. Nigga, he picked him up when he was 12, nigga. He been picking him up every year since.
Yeah, prodigal son had it all, man. And he pissed it all away. And his pop still welcomed him back in the crib, open arms, man. It's your legacy.
Hey man. Prayers to Romeo, prayers to P. Hopefully them niggas mend this shit, but it's not even relevant no more, man. I prefer more of the conversation of what's our role with our kids. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody on this boy or daughter, son or daughter, is gonna overextend for their kids. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it gets to a point to where you can't continue to pull them up. Sometimes you got to let them fall and figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think Romeo has got to figure it out now. He's at that point now where P is hands off and he's being forced to have to figure it out. And he don't like that feeling. He's uncomfortable. And this is a cry for help. Now, can P reach across the aisle? Ain't no telling. It's probably from that RE or whatever the fuck that shit is.
No, I'm saying like his check to check may not be the same check to check standards for us.
Right.
Like check to check for him might be 600,000 check every 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Is that really check to check, nigga? Like,
no, that's a good point.
I ain't honoring none of this nigga Romeo saying, look at what your pops, air y'all shit out and get back to the business. And
it's crazy. It's crazy that it's 2022 and you got Romeo beefing with his daddy Master P and Bow Wow beefing with his daddy Jermaine Dupri at the same time, man. So that's a wild time, G.
What they beefing about, G? What they beefing about?
Well, I mean, like we ain't got to get into it, man. But Bow Wow just apparently took issue to Jermaine Dupri on Jermaine Dupri was on some show and he was claiming that he was the creative mind behind 106 and Park. And you know, Bow Wow claims he's Mr. 106.
Mr. 106.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That's how Bow Wow got the job with his garbage ass.
So he went on Twitter and just pretty much told JD quit capping. To which the brat went on behind him was like, called this nigga a little brat and how he's spoiled and you know what I'm saying, how JD pretty much created this nigga from nothing and all that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's 2022 and we're talking about Romeo and Bow Wow.
More disgruntled ass kids, man.
Like this type is like fuck them kids, G.
Hey man.
We already said RIP to DJ Twitch. But I think that's a good point, man. I know Alex brought it up early, man. I think this is a really good spot. We do a mental health check-in every week, right? Yeah. And the optics of DJ Twitch situation, you know, I think everybody was taken by surprise, anybody who followed him, that, you know, he chose to take his own life, right? Specifically around the holiday season, man. You know, so this season, unfortunately, for a lot of people, is tough, right? For whatever reason, right? You know, some of us have lost family members. Some of us, you know, may not be in a place to where we can give our kids the Christmas that we hope and pray that we can, right? So a lot of things, you know, kind of fuck with you, right? And a lot of people are suffering in silence on a day-to-day basis, man. So like, you know, I wanna speak on that real quick, and just, you know, just not to bring the mood down too much, but just to be able to leave the pod with just some perspective, you know, for the season, man. So, you know,
definitely don't have to suffer in silence, man. Like,
yeah, you know, and I think it's easier said than done. You know, having half family members in my family, siblings, you know, my mother, my grandmother, one of my older sisters all suffer from depression, right? So, you know, I mean, it's easy to say, yo, man, you know, you need to talk to somebody, but not all the time, man, is that the solution, man. So, you know, when we have these conversations and when we do these check-ins, again, it's one of my favorite segments of the show. You know, so like when I have these moments to really reflect, I try to reflect on all the things that, you know, matter the most, right? And during this season, I know I talk every week about, you know, this season being some of my favorite, because it's some of my favorite time to really put things in perspective, right? At the end of the year for work, we always look back at our year. We have to do these end of year reviews, and, you know, like you rarely ever check yourself in the moment. So the perspective is something I think that I want to lead with. And, you know, when we talk about what our mental health is, and, you know, we kind of rate it from 1 to 5, like, it's real hard for me not to be at a 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? When it's people that's really dealing with shit, man, that's well above my level of interpretation. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the last time I was in Chicago was around Christmas time, and I saw a lady out there with 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, out there by Washington Park, you know, just out there in the cold with nothing, right? So like, even the bullshit that I go through on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis, a month-to-month, even if I had a bad year, like, it's nothing in respect to something like that, man. So
yeah,
Nate, I just want to say, on the opposite end of that, I think everything you said about that perspective is good, right? Same token, I don't want the messaging to come across like, because we talking about was it DJ Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And from the outside looking in, he was blessed, he lived in abundance, all of these things. Just because he wasn't necessarily in down bad as the woman you saw, doesn't mean that he didn't feel like he was dealing with something just as heavy.
Exactly.
And so where you are in life, I mean, it really don't matter if you feel like you're going through some heavy shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't want people to feel like, hey man, just because I'm not this or that, my feelings are not legitimate, or I shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, tripping about them. So I just kind of wanted to say that.
Oh, that's a great point. That's a real good point. Alex, what you got, man? Anything?
So, yeah, I think the suicide subject is kind of a touchy subject, because at least from my personal opinion, my personal stance on it, it's a selfish act in essence. Like, I think, you know, you're only looking at yourself. This man, let's just use Twitch as an example. He's married, he has children. You know, it seemed like he was in a prominent role in his professional life. So whatever endeavors he had was feeding other people's families. Like, he was not just, like, it wasn't just, the decision to take your own life doesn't just impact you. With that being said, you know, I understand he might have been going through some stuff, but in the Black community in particular, it's always been viewed as a weakness if you got to seek help. Well, it's weak to kill yourself. It's weak to take yourself out of the picture altogether. That's what needs to be viewed as a weakness. Going to get help and, you know, talking to somebody or whatever you need to do to kind of get you from jumping off the ledge, that should be a sign of strength. So I think, you know, first of all, I would like to address, you know, kind of where we are as Black men and why do we feel that getting help is a sign of weakness. I mean, we talked about marriage counseling before, and that's kind of the tone it took. Like, why do I need that? That's weak as hell. And it's not. So, you know, this man, he killed himself. We don't really know the motive yet. I'm sure we'll find out with time. But again, I feel like this is something that could have been maybe worked through if he sought help and didn't just kind of get lost in himself. And
I just want to push back a little bit. I don't think we get to say suicide is a selfish thing. We don't know the circumstances that led him to that. I would say suicide is desperate because I feel like from where we sit, right, on this side, we always feel like, man, if this person want to talk to us, like there was another avenue, right?
Right.
So I want to say that person is probably very desperate to commit suicide.
Hold on. Let's take the example Nate just gave. If that woman decided to off herself, where would that leave those children?
Can I say something?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I agree with what John was saying because I feel like as someone who has myself battled with suicidal thoughts just throughout different periods of my life, I feel like people who seek help are at a point where they feel like, okay, I'm having these thoughts. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I have reasons to live. Let me go get some help. Majority of the time when you hear somebody say, I would have never thought that, it was because he had been battling that for a long time on his own. And they probably didn't want to burden other people with their problems.
That's what family is for.
But when you're going through depression and you're battling certain things, you feel like coming forward with what you're dealing with is more of a burden to your friends and family because now they're like, oh my God, I need to help you through this and whatever, especially when you've been the person that's been the one, you know, holding up your family and stuff like that.
Or it's a lot of people, specifically in the African American community, that's just going to judge you. For feeling that way. You know, it's going to be.
How many times have we heard when we reflect on suicide, that person in a note, the world is going to be a better place without me, right? That's not selfish. They think they're actually relieving the burden on people.
Yeah.
And so I think again it goes to desperation.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Alex. I me and my wife had this conversation yesterday or Saturday. And I said the same thing. I said it's a selfish act. And the word I use is like I can empathize in where you got to that point to where you felt like that was the only option. You know what I'm saying? So like and empathy and sympathy are different. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely can, because I could never think of that and sympathize, right? But I can empathize and say, yo, like it sucks that you had to end up getting to that point to feel like there was no other option for you. And to, and I don't look at it as a sign of weakness, but I can't help but think of the kids. Like I know if anything, any of my close loved ones was to, and to be honest, I had a close friend of mine who took his own life a few years ago, right? And I really honestly felt like, why the fuck would you do that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of had to take myself out of the situation and put perspective into play, like we talking about. And I just couldn't. I can't mentally think of any reason personally, and that's a tough place to be in. And I see why John is trying to give us that other side of the pillow, because we never gonna understand that.
Well, first off, Brianna, me and you gotta take this off the pie because this is news to me. Secondly,
it's nobody's business. That's why I didn't say anything when I was dealing with that kind of stuff. That's why people don't say anything, because it's one of those things. So one of the things I learned in my therapy, there's different types of suicidal thoughts. And she said it, my therapist said it, and I cannot remember, but I think she said active thoughts or something like that, where like you're in a moment and you're like, okay, if I do this, if I just drive in front of this train, it'll just end it all. But you don't actually do it. It's just the thought crosses your mind because you're going through so many things, you're battling so many things, you're overwhelmed with life. But it's just not something that you really talk about, because a lot of times then somebody comes and say, well, why would you want to do that? Or you have this and it's not about that. And I think that's what people fail to realize, even in like even the after of it, like you were saying, Nate, like, well, you said to yourself about your friends, well, why would he do that?
Right.
It's not, unless you are in that person's like shoes and you know what they're going through, you can understand, and you've been through your own journey of depression or whatever, you really don't understand what that is like. It's hard to even verbalize it at times, because you don't want to tell the people you love because they're gonna be worried. You already feel like you a burden to them. You are, because, and that's the thing, like what's it called? One of y'all said, you already feel like you a burden. And then when you bring it up, you even feel more like you a burden. So most people just kind of battle it within themselves. The best thing to do, though, is to talk to somebody, obviously, but most people don't want to go that route because they're embarrassed. So,
well, I mean, ultimately, your therapist is fulfilling the role that you're not willing to take with your loved ones. They're just talking it out with you. They ask you questions, and they're getting you to think about what you're verbalizing and saying out loud. And then
they don't have no skin in the game, though. They don't got no skin in the game, though, Alex. So like that, I think that's the difference, right? So like a therapist is a judgment-free zone. Because again, I do think that's a big part of it, is the feeling like you're burdening somebody or the fear of being judged. I think that therapist is that third party, the person that doesn't have any skin in the game, that's just going to give it to you straight, and or just be a unbiased listening ear. Whereas if I bring up my feelings to one of y'all, you guys are going to tell me all the things based off of your perspective and not have that unbiased view.
Well, two things we all know and agree are true. In the physical realm and in the spiritual realm, seasons come and go. Nothing lasts forever. So whatever season you in, good or bad, it's gonna pass. You're gonna have good seasons, you're gonna have bad seasons, but it ain't gonna stay like that forever. So whatever you feeling in them low moments, just know that eventually the shit gonna turn around and you're gonna be in a good spot. And just like you might be on fucking cloud nine, Romeo Miller thinking he's sweet for the rest of his life. That nigga down bad right now, according to him. So, but it ain't gonna stay like that. So to make a moment based on your current circumstances, make a decision based on your current circumstances, is short-sighted. And it's selfish.
I said that last
I know
week.
this sounds rough, but that's just how I feel about it.
Oh, I believe the act is short-sighted. I just think that the individuals are very desperate and they can't see another way out, right? Think about Aaron Hernandez. That man initiated an appeal. He didn't think he was going to get out of jail. He killed himself because the appeal process basically gave the rest of his NFL money to his wife and daughter, right? That man, he was desperate. He saw no other mechanism for him to take care of his family. So he did something that I do believe was short-sighted. There's never a justifiable reason to kill yourself. I just don't think the people that are in those situations can see that.
I mean, we all got an expiration date. Ain't none of us finna live forever. So eventually this shit gonna happen. Like, why are you taking it into your own hands to expedite the process? And that's not in time or in the sequence of events that was destined for you. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel.
It's
about
perspective,
it,
bro. It's good, man. It's a great
some
conversation.
people feel like they've been feeling that way for years. They've been battling whatever they've been dealing with for years, and they don't see no other way out. If they feel like that's been their day-to-day for years, and that's the only way to get out of it, then that's the route that they take, even though, like you said, it's short-sighted. But if you in somebody's shoes that's been living with that for years, they don't see it that way. They think there's no end in sight.
Yeah. And I think you brought up a good point too, Alex, man. We can wrap on this, man. Like, it's seasons, man. And I brought it up last week on the pod and was just saying, like, when we were doing our mental health check-in, that, it was one week we was all fives, and then last week I think we had a couple threes in there, and a week can change a lot. A day can change a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to live for. There's so much to look forward to, on a day-to-day basis, man. And again, I'm gonna leave this conversation, with more perspective. And again, like I thought it was important to kind of bring this up and kind of tie the two together, because again, this season of where everybody is wanting to be around their family, and we're talking about giving and sharing and gift giving and being selfless, and it's I thought it was a good time just to bring that up, man. Again, I didn't want to take the tone down too much, but I thought it was important to bring it up, man, on the heels of, somebody who was so beloved. Again, I didn't know who he was personally, but he was so beloved in the community. Saw countless people. I thought he was somebody that we knew like mutually. I didn't know he was a personality because I saw go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he just did a Nutcracker movie on Netflix. That's how I was introduced to him. And then like a couple weeks later, I heard he killed himself. And I'm like, hold on. The Nutcracker, the nigga that be doing the TikToks and shit with his wife, like that nigga killed himself. Like, damn, I wonder what was going on for him to take that route. So I know I probably come off as not empathetic or, whatever the term is, but I do have empathy. I just always believe that there's still another route. Like I get it, some people don't understand or don't believe that, but suicide, there's an alternative to suicide.
It's so final, man. It's the finality of it that makes it so tough to try to digest. It's because ain't no coming back from that, you know what I mean? Right. So yeah.
And with it being holiday season, like, I'm assuming most of us enjoy linking up with the fam and spending time with each other. But there is a large group of people who want to run from that at this time of year because of past traumas or, things that they're dealing with in their lives as well. So, it's important, I think, for us to kind of address both ends of the spectrum as we enter the holiday season in hopes that, maybe our conversation will resonate with somebody that's on the fence or on the edge of the bridge and they hear me saying that shit's selfish and they may be like, maybe that nigga right. And they don't do it this week. And maybe next week they talk to somebody else who maybe help them, turn it and look the other direction. I don't know. I just think like Brianna, alluded to, the conversations are necessary in order to kind of, help people in them situations. That's why we got suicide hotlines and, all the different help avenues and stuff. So yeah. But I know there's another conversation we could have off of it, which is like just, the black men's mental health. Are we heard? Are we seen? I seen a lot of comments on Twitter saying it's because he was a white woman and
those were the stupid comments. Yeah.
Like this brother wasn't being seen or heard by his spouse. So how do y'all feel about that? Is that a real thing? Like, do y'all feel as black men, we don't have a voice or we aren't seen or aren't heard?
I'm trying to think about the question.
I'm gonna say it's somewhat self-inflicted. In our quest to be the head of the household, in our quest to be the pillars of the family, we feel like we have to always appear strong. And in doing so, we greenlight the people around us to always assume that we are good, right? One thing I'll say about my circle is y'all are good at just being very direct. Hey, my nigga, are you straight? You know what I'm saying? And y'all ask that, and that's appreciated because that, a lot of people don't get that. But I think part of the reason why we feel, not seen or not heard on these matters is because we're always trying to keep up that facade that, nigga, we the rock of this fam, we the rock of this group of people, and we can't show any weakness.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I live in a household full of women, and there's a lot of emotions in the air at all times. So I feel like I got to be kind of have a harsh or rough exterior to kind of balance all that estrogen out in the household. So I do feel like in my household, and I talk, with my wife and the counselor about this, like, sometimes I do feel like my feelings are not considered or I'm not heard. Now I'm not going to be out here crying and yelling and all that old wild shit, but I will try to, put some emphasis when I really want to be heard and acknowledged or listened to when I deem it necessary. Now I probably don't speak up for myself enough when I need to. But again, that's something we working through in our relationship, in our household. But it's funny because me and John was having a conversation about being appreciated earlier. And I was talking to him, he was on speaker, and then my kids got in the car and they heard the conversation and they was laughing about it. And they wouldn't tell my wife. So then my wife was asking me, so you think I don't appreciate you? And I was like, it's been plenty of times where I know
FDK,
I wasn't appreciated.
FDK.
Yeah, man, your kids is rats, man. You gotta,
FDK, man.
yeah, man.
But it kind of ties in with this because we kind of, while we want to be the forefront and the head, and we are, it lends us to be kind of like silent warriors. Like we getting all this shit done, we leading the household, we doing a bunch of stuff that's kind of in the forefront, but ain't nobody paying attention to that shit. Sometimes it seems like. So
my perspective come from a different. I mean, the same thing, but it's just a different take though, because y'all know me, man. Y'all be calling me Panda Bear G and all that shit. But like I real life, submit in a lot of different ways, man. Because I've talked about on the pod before, again, I can find a safe space pretty much wherever, right? I can find a comfort in whatever. So like me putting myself on the forefront is never really a thing, right? It's never really something that I feel like is necessary for me, because again, I can find a space anywhere, man. So like if we trying to figure out something about like, hey, but where we gonna eat? Like I literally gonna be like, I don't care. Why? Because Nate gonna find something on the menu I can eat, right? If whatever it is, and I care so much about the people around me having a good time, wanting to do what they enjoy, that sometimes, and again, I'm noticing more about myself as I grow older, that having that kind of personality is starting to affect me more and more as I get older, especially being away from being so disconnected from the things that I personally enjoy, right? So a lot of things that I personally enjoyed in the past, I was still able to do, like go hoop with my guys, right? Again, it's limited now because for so many different things, I work from the crib, you know what I'm saying? I live on average 7-8 hours away from anybody who I want to kick it with on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many additional factors to that it's easy to kind of feel like you putting yourself on the back burner, and especially with the personality that I have. So my perspective is a little bit different. That's why I said I kind of want to think about that question, because I mean that is something that comes up in conversation.
Do you feel acknowledged? Like, do you feel like, or do you feel the need to have to be acknowledged? Like
that it's that part, right? It's that part. Like I don't feel like I'm not acknowledged. I don't even really know what it's like to have a strong opinion on anything, right? Because I'm such a caregiver that, again, it's never me feeling like I'm putting myself in a wrong position.
I'm gonna give y'all an example. So I put the chandelier up in my foyer. What was this? A week ago, 2 weeks ago, right? So I rented the scaffolding. I'm terrified of heights. It took me like a year to finally get myself up to the fact, like, nigga, you could do this shit. So I finally rented the scaffolding. I got it put together, and I did all the pre-work to get the shit going. And my wife went and called some other man, one of the kids' friends who's an electrician who works on like the electrical poles and shit. So he used to working up in the air, to come do the work for me. And in that moment, I'm like, yo, how you gonna call some other nigga in my house to do my honey-do list? Like I felt disrespected in that moment.
She probably said
he's an electrician, my boy.
She probably
I don't
saved
give
your
a
life.
fuck. That was
an
my
electrician.
shit.
He has the skill set.
She probably saved your life, my boy.
Yeah.
Nah, so I ended up, he wasn't available because he was getting off work, as I figured. Because y'all know you can't just call another man and expect him to drop what he's doing.
Don't call him another man. Call him an electrician. That's his profession.
All right, whatever. The electrician family friend. So I ended up, I got up on the scaffolding, 18 feet in the air, and I got the light fixture in. And after I was done, I was kind of braggadocious walking around the house talking shit. Like, yeah, I told you I could do that. And she had to acknowledge, like
Triple H.
She had to acknowledge that shit. So I mean, if I wouldn't have said nothing and beat my own chest, I'm sure she would have acknowledged me, which would have made me feel good. But I made sure she had to acknowledge me because I was really, pumped up about my accomplishment.
Hey, man.
Lights been flickering off and on in that house ever since.
Nah, hell no. I'm official, bro.
Thank God that your ego didn't get you seriously hurt.
Nah, I wouldn't have got up there if I couldn't do it safely. And that's why I said I spent the year kind of getting myself up to the task of doing it.
That's why she called another nigga, because it took your ass a year to get the fuck up there and fix that shit. I called another nigga too, shit.
But had I not got that acknowledgement after all that, I would have felt a kind of way about it. Like, man, I did all this shit. And yeah, so I don't know. I think it's important for us, bro. A lot of men probably won't say it or won't admit it, but I think we do look for, gratification and acknowledgement in the things that we provide for our family. Because that's what we're here to do. That's what makes us proud. That's how we wire. We're providers, like Nate said. Like that's what drives us. That's our motivation. So somebody should pay attention and say, hey, brother, I see you out here, you doing your thing. We would like to hear that every once in a while.
I see you over there, brother. Say, brother.
Hey, man, I like the way you braid that scaffolding, my nigga. You know
exactly. You tough that shit up.
You got that shit sparkling up that big dog.
I see you, brother.
I'm gonna have to send y'all a picture of it. Should look real professional.
Good for you. I'm looking forward to that same reaction on Christmas Day, though, G. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to that, man. I live for that shit, bro. Yeah. John gonna be over there by humbugging niggas, G. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their gift a week ago when it first came from Amazon.
Nah, bro, because the gift is gonna come with the fire ass dinner that I'm gonna put on the table, man. We'll recap that later, man. We get a little bit long-winded.
Don't attempt gravy, G. Like whatever you do, stay away from the gravy, Mickey.
Hey, man, Gravy Gate has been closed. All right.
What was the result? Is that staying off pod?
No, the result is that my mother-in-law, in an attempt to save her daughter's reputation, lied to my face. All right. That's the result. All right. And that is the conclusion of Gravy Gate. But
that also means your wife lied to your face too, G.
She definitely lied to my face.
We're not going to get into that, man.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. She did what she felt was necessary.
Accusations. Hey man, let's go ahead and wrap this shit, man, before John perjure himself, man.
Hey man, on that note, are we gonna do the checks? We're gonna go around, do the checks real quick.
I think we just did it. Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say I think we just gave him 30 minutes of a check, but go ahead. This sweater got me hot as fuck. I'm fading fast. What the fuck?
Black tea. Black tea, man.
All right, who up first? John, where you at, bro?
Hey man, I'm a 5, man. COVID is it's still doing, it's doing its thing right now, but all in all, I really can't complain, man. So
that nigga got real COVID, nigga.
I disrespected it last week.
Motherfucker said diet COVID. Say,
I disrespected it last
week. Okay. Let's get this nigga the whole dose, motherfucker. 14 days.
Yeah, but shit, I'm still good, man. It's a beautiful time, man. So
what a time to be alive. What a time.
Where you at, John?
Where you at?
Number 5. It's Christmas. It's my favorite time of year. My birthday next week. We're going to Vegas.
Damn, it's lit. Birthdays around Christmas, that shit is weak, but all right.
Nah, it's terrible. My birthday, New Year's Eve, is the worst day to have a birthday.
Oh shit, hell no.
That's a lit day to have a birthday.
No, it's terrible. It's
everybody gonna be outside unless you John or Alice going to Hallelujah night.
That's the point. Everybody outside, everything.
Well, I'm trying to while you talking, John, I'm trying to finesse a pull up on you and
I'm already knowing, G. I'm already knowing. We gonna keep that between us.
All right.
like I told Cam, we don't put things we want in the air, G. We just let them manifest. You know what I'm saying?
I like that, man.
But Bree, you at a 5. You got the birthday coming up, the holiday coming up. We love to hear it, man. And we do appreciate you coming on the show. We always do.
Happy early birthday, shorty.
Happy early birthday. So I guess I'll take the reins. I'm at about a 4, man. I was stressing out a little bit over the weekend. Just trying to get everything together, man. First real Christmas with the fam, without the family, with my put together family, my forever family, my moving forward family. So we want to do our first one right, man. So we did a lot of ripping and running. We're gonna do the pajamas. We try to figure out Christmas dinner because we're not doing a traditional one this year. I think we're gonna do steaks and ribs and lamb chops. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stress with that.
You ain't jerking everything. You put that on the side, bro.
The wife don't do spices. The wife don't do spices, so we can't put the jerk entrees on. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna grill everything, but we supposed to get a freeze out here, so I'm stressing a little bit behind that too. So trying to make sure that I get, the necessary things with Texas's weak ass power grid. Shit, Christmas may be in the dark. So I'm at about a 4, man. I'm at a 4. I'm excited to get to Christmas Day and see the enjoyment and excitement in everybody's face. I'm excited for the turn up that comes with it. So yeah, man, I'm at a 4, man. I'm sure, we rolling into my favorite time of year, which is New Year's. I love it. Football. New Year's Eve is the shit. You just don't go outside. You've been married your whole life. We outside. So, but on that note, man, hey, who got a rap it? Nate, go ahead, talk to him.
I'm at a 4.5. Simply because
that's new. G, we ain't had a half in a long time. I don't think ever.
It's simply because I haven't secured all my gifts yet. G, by tomorrow, tomorrow's my last day. G. That's my last day off before Christmas, man. So I got to make some shit shake, man. So, I may be at a 5 by tomorrow night, man. But we'll see, man. Ain't been looking great, man. So. I'm feeling good, man. It's again my favorite time of year, man. Can't wait for the actual Christmas day, man, to share that time with my family, man. Have the kids, enjoy themselves. I still have little ones, so they love the magic of Christmas.
Y'all got the elf on the shelf over there?
Yeah, the elf out there doing mischievous shit. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go. Al, man, how you feeling, bro? Bring us home.
Man, I'm gonna say I'm at a 5, man. Honestly, we're gonna get a lot of snow, so we're gonna get the white Christmas vibes up here. It's actually gonna be kind of a blizzard, so it might be a pain in the ass, but the whole snow on Christmas is always a plus. You shaking your head now, John. What's up?
Snow is ass all times.
That's why I moved away from that.
On Christmas is special.
Look, I'm talking about a freeze. These niggas talking about blizzards. Like,
yeah, fuck that
and you want to know what the degrees is for the freeze, G? They talk about protect your pipes, G. It's gonna be 35 degrees, my nigga. they like
17 degrees this morning.
Hey, in Houston, you gotta protect your pipes, G. 35 degrees is a freeze, G. They telling niggas to stay home.
But we used to have a Christmas Eve get together. The pandemic, we haven't done it in a couple years, but we got local family and friends coming through. We got out of town family and friends coming through. So it's gonna be a big deal at the LeGrone household on Christmas Eve. So I'm excited for it. This is the earliest I've ever done Christmas shopping. I'm usually a last minute type dude. I've been participating
last year.
Not early.
Yeah.
This is not early.
I'm about done. Shit.
He said about done.
I'm waiting on a couple shipments to land and I'm good. I've been moving the elf every night, so I've been on that shit. I've been really in the festive spirit this year.
That's good to fucking hear, man. So blessings to all of you dudes. Safe travels. Feliz Navidad. You know what I'm saying? Happy holiday. Happy Kwanzaa. And happy holidays from a cloud of smoke to you and yours. And thank you for welcoming us into your home. Alex, man, go get us the fuck up out of here.
And on that note, Merry Christmas.